Alright, well, here we are back in the basement. I'm going to try to do just a little bit of mortaring today up in here in this area and just see if I can get it packed in there. It's going to be pretty hard to do. We'll do the best we can. Alright, I know you guys have a hard time seeing what I'm doing here. There, that helps me out a little bit too. It gets to your back after a while. It's the hardest part of the job, mixing this stuff up. Well, what am I doing? Okay. I do need my stick. I'm going to take that stick and really mush it back in there. With it. Probably just have to do a little at a time here, I guess, because it'll I'll just get too much in there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, the more you work this stuff, the more it just comes down, you know. So you just gotta basically just let it go. And then push it when you can after it dries a little bit. Pretty good. Okay. I think I'll mix up another batch and put some back in here. I'm running out of small rock. I need to go out and see if I can't find some. So I really need to probably fill in back there, but I'm not sure. I'm going to measure that big rock. That big rock I'm wanting to put right in here if it will fit. I got a big old wide one. I don't even know if it'll fit really. I think I'll fill this up right in here and then probably stop and wait. I got to push that up once it dries some or sets up. And then I may have to stop for the day I measure that one rock and see if it will actually fit in there. And come back here this week after this sets up on each side. Probably maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Push it clean back in there. Fills up that hole. Yeah. Okay, now let's go stick this rock. Clean up in there. I got her up in there. Yeah. Okay. I need this stuff to set up here. I do believe. I need this stuff to set up so that I can put more in there. I don't even want to mortar that up in here yet. I don't want to knock this rock down. It looked like it doesn't take much to knock them loose. I don't even know how it's staying up there, really. I mean, it's being stuck, but there's just really nothing holding that other than it's got a lip over here on this side that's helping, and this must be really stuck right here. But we're fortunate that it hasn't fallen while I'm doing this. So I think that here just a little bit, as soon as this sets up a little bit in here, and probably right in here and stuff, I'm going to smoosh that stuff back a little bit right here and right in here just to smoosh it up because it's wanting to fall down because it's too wet. And maybe right in here. And then after that, I'm going to measure my rock and stuff, the big rock I'm going to put in here and see if it'll even fit. Because I kind of have to know where it sits so that I can fill in the back there. So I'm going to let that set up, squish it in, and then I'll probably stop for the evening on that and just let it set up overnight at least. It's just slow going, but we're getting there. So I think this is where I'm going to end the video. Thanks for coming along today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
Good morning. Today we're going to continue working on our hole here. As you can see in my background, it's getting closer to being done, and we're going to be filling in the back part of this hole, and we'll have to let that set up, but it's going to be kind of hard. I've got to put a big stone up in there here just to make sure it fits after I get the hole filled up back there. So it's going to be challenging. Stay with us and you'll see how it goes.
I've already dry fed a bunch of rock in there, and we're going to try to get them set back the way I had them in there. So I've got to fill that back end up, and then I can't put the biggest stone I wanted to put in there because it just won't fit. But I've got another stone that I got to get back in there, so I got to make sure it'll fit. So once I get that back filled up, I'll just dry fit the big stone I'm going to put in there and just stick it in there, and then just let that set up probably overnight. I think that about did the trick. That last little bit. Yeah. Okay. Well, I may be able to sit my bucket up here, maybe, on this rock. Can I do it? We'll see. Yeah. Alright. Well, it's really hard to see back in there. Sorry about that. It's hard for me to see. Hard for me to see back in there. Oh. Yep, that's what I thought might happen. We're okay, it didn't dump on the floor. Okay, let's see about okay. Now this went straight back in like that. I need to leave a gap a little. All right, let's get us another batch mixed up here. All right. pack it up underneath that stone there. Oh, I got some to pack down in here too. Huh. Whoa, that's gonna fall clear down. Okay. This. This was clear back in here like that. And the problem is, I think it was up like that. Wasn't it? Yeah. And there again, the problem lies in scrooching that stuff in there. It's hard to do, especially when you got stuff falling down on you. Seeing this one goes up in here like so. Gosh, it's just unbelievable. Yeah, I was gonna stick this one up here, but I've got to get a bunch more mortar up in there. What I'm gonna have to do, I've got a lot of extra there. I'm gonna take some of this, stuff it on the top. That's gonna squish, and I really don't want it squishing back. Okay, that's gonna come out anyway. Okay. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I think I've got too much here in the front, but I do want it scooched back, and I need some up in here. So I ain't gonna be able to get it up there after the fact. So, oh, sorry about that. Okay, now, if I get in there without I really have to stuff back there. It's super hard to do, that's for sure. I now need to dry fit this big old rock in there to see if I've got enough room. I know I'll have to fill that up back there, but here we go. Oh. Yeah. Okay. That's exactly where it needs to go. Yeah. That's where I need it. Yep. Just like that. So I can put some smaller stuff in here in the back of that. So we'll see. All right, well, that looks like that will work. Take this back out. Glad I didn't set that on my toe. That's probably good. Yep. Okay. If I was able to get a bunch up in there, like that, like throwing a snowball. It's going up in there. I'm throwing mortar balls. Yeah. Man, that worked. I couldn't have stuffed it in there better than that. All right. I literally think I can put a bigger rock in there now. I think. We'll try it. Oh, that ain't gonna work. Like that. Might work like that. Oh, yeah. That's... Yeah. Yeah. That's what we wanted. Ugh. Now, I need to dry fit that stone again and make sure we've got enough room back there. See if my stone fits. Here we go. Again. Maybe. I gotta be careful here. Look at that. It's right there. It's right there. All right. Now, what I'll probably do here is I'll put a bunch of mortar in there. I'll have to really stuff a bunch back in there, which I can do, I think, as long as I keep it like that. Sorry, it's crazy mess. Yeah, I'll have to get some stones that I can get that thing set up like just a little bit, so I've got a gap in there. And then I can just stuff that stuff in there like crazy. That'll probably be the next thing I do. What we're going to do now is we're going to let this set up back in there. I'll probably take this stone back out and smush that stuff up there a little bit, but I've got to wait until it sets up. So it's going to be a little while before that happens. So I'm going to let her set for a little while. I'm going to get this stone out of there and I'm going to smush that stuff up. Okay, we're going to take this rock out of here in a second, and we're going to get up in here and kind of smush this back to see if I can't get this
mortar squished up in there a little bit better so that it can set up. And then we'll just leave her like that for a while. We might come back later today maybe and put this in, or we might just wait. We'll just see how it looks. So we'll just leave it at that. Yeah. Okay. Try to squish this back up in just a little to make sure that it's nice and solid. Gotta be careful because it will fall back down. We don't want that happening. Yeah, just trying to scooch it back up in there. Hard to see up in there, I know. I can't hardly see, but it is scooching it up, which is what we're after here. Yeah, that's pretty good. Right in there, maybe. Yeah. It's getting her squooched up there. Okay, I think I'll let that set up and dry and harden and cure for a little while. Like I said, I'll come back and look at it in a little while to see if we can continue on. Okay, I think that's where we're going to end this video today. We're going to let this set up and harden probably overnight, and then we'll get back to it either tomorrow or the next day, and get this big rock put in there. I don't want to bump it right now and mess it all up. I want this stuff to dry and harden, and that way I don't knock it loose with this big stone, because it'll definitely knock something loose. So that's where we're going to stop for the day on this project. So we will see you down here again soon.